Hey guys, Eric here to talk about Daredevil's Season 2 finale, A Cold Day in Hell's Kitchen. Full spoilers, a lot of spoilers for this finale, so if you haven't seen it, you should turn off this video right now. You haven't turned it off? Alright. Once again, full spoilers for the Daredevil Season 2 finale, A Cold Day in Hell's Kitchen. Cold Day in Hell's Kitchen. Overall, I thought it was great. I thought a lot of plot lines really reached a satisfying conclusion. I do want to get a couple complaints out of the way. One is a little bit unfortunate in that I did think the last 2 episodes of the season, because I talked about this with the penultimate one too, Punisher wasn't used as great as he could have been. That's coming at the end of a season that's been awesome for the Punisher. Just such a cool version of this character. So well played by Jon Bernthal. I didn't love the blacksmith reveal in the previous episode, and in this one, I don't know. It was almost like there was that thing at the end of season 1 of Daredevil, a little bit of going through the motions to have Daredevil become Daredevil, get in the costume, fight Kingpin. A little bit like that with Punisher, because he gets the costume, looks great with the skull, and he shows up to help Daredevil, but it just felt a little bit sort of gratuitous the way they did it. Him coming at the very end to kill like the last few ninjas. Frank, if you'd been a few minutes earlier, you could have saved Elektra. I just wish it had been a little better integrated, him showing up like that, rather than it felt like they were saying, hey, he's been a big part of the season, he needs to show up for the final fight in some capacity, but he wasn't really a natural part of it. So that was a little weird to me. And the other thing I'll mention is that Nobu, he was not a great villain, because personality-wise, there really wasn't a personality there. We just knew he was evil, and he wanted Elektra to be in charge, but nothing more beyond that. I get it, though. There was such a busy season. They brought in Elektra, they brought in Punisher, they brought back Kingpin as a big surprise. Matt, Foggy, and Karen all had storylines, so there was somewhere where they were going to have to kind of not go as deep, and it was going to be Nobu. But in the final fight, it would have been even better if we'd had sort of a real stake in who he was as a man. That being said, final fight was great. I love the lead up to it. I love Matt and Elektra having this big, what if the conversation about running off together that they both know is pretty ridiculous, is pretty much not going to happen because they're pretty much resigned to both going to their death at that point. Very sweet and poignant moment, well played by both actors. The fight itself, like I said, really liked. I also liked Stick being the one to decapitate Nobu and kill him, take him out finally, because while Nobu might not be a great character, Stick is, so that was cool. Before that even, the introduction of Matt's full Billy Club from the comics, like the real comic book one that has the Billy Club. It's a Billy Club, but it also has a grappling hook. It's nunchucks. That was really cool to see. Melvin, you're doing great work. You just need to put a DD on Matt's chest, because I'm still missing that element of the costume. And Elektra got a cool costume too, although a little more red would have been good, but it still looked good. And then, I thought the supporting cast all got good scenes as well that really kind of put a cap on this season for them. Karen found a new role as a reporter, really embraced that. And Foggy, the thing is, they all really went their own ways, at least career-wise, by the end of the season, which was interesting. And having Foggy go to work for Jerry Hogarth was great. Great way to tie into Jessica Jones and build up this sort of mini-universe within the greater Marvel Universe, because now we know that Foggy is working there, so whether we see Foggy next on Daredevil Season 3, Jessica Jones Season 2, or The Defenders, he'll probably be by Jerry's side. And that's kind of a cool way to keep uniting things for this Defenders mini-verse that we've got going on here on Netflix. And then it was really great to see the season end with Matt confessing that he was Daredevil to Karen, simply because it was, it was frustrating as a viewer that he wasn't, even though, again, it was written into it. Foggy was expressing that too to Matt, that it kind of wasn't fair to her. And so very glad that that is now out there. We can see the fallout next season. And lastly, I am glad that they didn't hold back on showing that Elektra will return in some way. We know the hand can resurrect people. They already did it with Nobu. So that ending is pretty much like, she'll be back. And I really liked that Elektra's death, while a semi-mirror of the comics, certainly no Bullseye inclusion, it actually improved it, I thought, in some ways. I really like that she was there fighting side by side with Matt and sort of fought for a good reason, died for a good cause. And there was a bit of tragedy, at least with Nobu got one thing, which is he accidentally killed the person he was trying to save and corrupt. So that was a nice beat. It just made it, I think in the comics, she is killed sort of sending a message to Matt. But here she was much more of a participant. she was going to her death willingly because they both talked about they probably were going to die on that rooftop. So I really like how that was handled. So those are my thoughts on the season finale, Daredevil Season 2, which overall I thought was really strong. The Punisher stuff aside, he's been set up so well for his own show. Come on, they're going to probably give him his own show, whether they're denying it or not right now, or wherever he pops up. Great use of the character through the season, even if the finale, it was okay. But yeah, lots of great stuff to love. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Did you think this delivered on all levels, or is there anything you had an issue with, or if so, why? And for plenty more on Daredevil, go to IGN.com, where we've got reviews of all 13 episodes up, and a season review all written by Matt Fowler, who didn't sleep this weekend to get all that content up.